Well, I'm not sure they jumped on us. I think 3 walks in the first sort of set the tone for them. I'd say we jumped on them a little bit as well. So I think I thought our offense did a good job of continuing to put pressure on them. You know, we had quality at bats tonight throughout the order. We had multiple guys have 3 hits or three times on base. You know, Altuve, Gonzo, Correa at the top sets the tone tonight. But even at the bottom, you know, Jake had a good night, Colby had a good night, Conger against his former team has a good night. So when you have that many guys getting on base, you know, north of 2 times or 3 times, it's pretty good team offense.
Is there moments that stand out? There's so many big hits that were there.
Yeah, you know, I think you know, Correa's homer in the first, you know, after they scored 2 runs where we you know, really unexpectedly gave them some base runners just via the walk. I thought that was a big hit. Obviously, Altuve came up with some really big hits. Gaddis's triple. I mean, we could sort of go through just about every inning. I mean, we had guys on base 8 out of 8 innings. And when you do that and you score 10 runs, I mean, a lot of guys had to do some good things. But certainly Carter's 2-run homer. I mean, I think I'm rattling off every hit that scored a run. But I do think that you know, being able to say all of those names on a night like tonight is really the theme of the night, is we had contributions from virtually everybody.
Did that rundown with Altuve allowing Marisnick and Conger, did that kind of turn the game? It seemed like it got more energy in the park.
Yeah, because it tied the game. I mean, I think that was right, we go ahead. I have to look at and we went ahead. So that just being able to score on that type of play. I mean, our speed's pretty good. Jake's been electrifying on the bases when we get him on there. You know, obviously Altuve gets in the rundown there, stays in it long enough. You know, they misplayed it a little bit, which is uncharacteristic for their team. They're pretty fundamentally sound. So you know, they seem to put pressure on us. We put pressure on them, and then we broke it open with some really big hits. So I was happy about that.
With those last 2 scoreless innings from McHugh, particularly the strikeout at the end of the 5th inning.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Victorino at bat was probably the at bat of the game. You know, he's tiring. They'd worked him every single inning, given up multiple runs the first couple innings. And then, you know, at the tail end with runners on base, you know, I went out to visit him, and that's a big strikeout there. You know, and then our bullpen, I think we only had a couple base runners, you know, in the last 4 innings, which is good to see. Everybody, you know, seemingly was used except for, you know, the guys that usually pitch with a 3-run lead or less. So four scoreless innings out of our bullpen. You know, 5 if you count McHugh, or 6 if you count McHugh's last 2 innings. That was very big as we started to score runs.
AJ, what was your message to McHugh when you went up there?
Well, I like our starters to finish their own outing. You know, obviously it's a challenging situation there. He wasn't his best tonight. I think the walks, the misfires, I think his breaking ball eluded him a little bit tonight. You know, his command was below, you know, what we're used to with him. And so there's a moment of truth there where you either gut it through your outing. It's a big game. It's a big inning. It was a weird game at that point. What's it, 6-5? So many base runners and such a back and forth game. You know, my message to him was get this last out. And you know, he was very confident in himself. He told me straightforward that wasn't, you know I don't have my best stuff, but I'll get this guy. And in my seat, you know, you trust the players, make the best decision you can, and you know, when he comes up with a strikeout like that, it makes you look smart.
Out of all the unpredictable things you guys have gone through this year, where does Evan Gaddis having 7 triples rank?
Yeah, no, I mean, we didn't predict that one. You know, if he gets to 10, then you know, we're going to buy a lottery ticket, but together. I'm going to make sure he buys it. I think he's you know, hits the ball hard, he hits the ball to the wall a lot, but a lot of good things have to happen. But, you know, as much as I'd like to call it, you know, a fluke or something that is unforeseeable, he just keeps tacking on his team-leading 7th triple tonight. So we'll see how it goes. He's got a lot of season left to get a few more.
How impressed are you with Chad Qual since he came back?
Qual's been terrific. You know, coming off the DL, been a completely different pitcher. You know, for us, I think his stuff has been better. His execution's been better. His slider's tightened up. His velocity's creeping back up into the 92 range. He's going to be used in a versatile role, sometimes down, sometimes up. He's the most veteran guy that we have down there, so I know he's going to be important down the stretch. But we're really talking about 2 different effective pitchers. Him being much more effective after the DL stint.
AJ, in any way possible, is this game different because you're in a pennant chase with these guys and knowing that every game, especially within the division, matters?
Yeah, I mean, the division games are important. I think obviously everyone knows the Angels, had a lead on us till tonight. I'm not really into statement games. I think, to be honest with you, I don't think we're in a position to have to make a statement. We played 100 games. I mean, they know we're here. We know we're here. They're not going anywhere. This is going to be an interesting next 60 games. So it's very important to the extent that you allow it to be in an important game. These series are important, but the series against Arizona in 3 days isn't less important. These games, we need to win as many as we can because these guys are going to win a lot of games across the way. We're going to see these guys, 9 times in the next couple months. So, duly noted, we're into this series. Everybody was very excited and had a lot of energy in the dugout. And I'm not going to claim that it's just any other game, but we'll come back out tomorrow and have to play well to beat them again and try to win the series.
How important was having Altuve had 5 RBIs for the leadoff spot?
Yeah, no, when Altuve is really a spark plug for us. I mean, he does a lot of good things with the bat, and he comes up in big situations. I love the competitiveness in his at bats in the biggest moments. Hitting the ball in the barrel, getting the ball to the outfield. Certainly electrifying the crowd with the production. Whether he's in the leadoff spot, 2-hole, 3-hole. This guy is a pro hitter. To the letter of the definition. So it's not. He sparks us every night. We see it every night. It doesn't surprise me, but he certainly is the engine that starts us.